guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Diddy, you know you jumped a shark when Kim's Porter father has come out to speak on you. Now, I know what y'all saying. Kim Porter's father was still alive. He was actively involved. How come we've never heard of him before, even when he passed away? But listen, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt because maybe he didn't want to get into the limelight. However, he finally broke his silence not to speak about the way that Diddy treated Kim, which is legendary. Go back to the blogs of 2006, 8, 1990. Literally use Google Archives. Was legendary. He's speaking on the way he treated Cassie. Diddy treated Cassie. Now hold on. Let's get into this. I do want to say also, everybody, thank you for being so patient. It looks like I'm finally over the flu. It's going to be a heavy upload week because we got so much to catch up on, but your girl is back. They're saying Kim Porter's father is stepping forward to say he felt sickened when he saw Sean Diddy Combs shove, kick, stomp, and drag former partner Cassie Ventura in a brutal beating captured recently. You know, in the hotel video, the one that ruined every Diddy apologist's chance to stand with him without looking like the monsters they were. Speaking on the phone Friday, right? His name is Jake Porter, and he says the video left him with a nagging concern over what his daughter may have experienced during her time with the music mogul before she passed away of pneumonia in 2018. He said, "You can say I was disgusted with this video, and I wouldn't treat my enemy like that. It was despicable. I couldn't believe it. I was in Vietnam, and I wouldn't do that to my enemy." Now, oddly enough, when Kim Porter's cousin sued Diddy, they said she ran to Vietnam also to get away from Diddy. Now, that was just a rumor. We do not know. We do know that Diddy 100% settled with her after this Cassie mess. I believe early part of this year, just to make sure that she couldn't talk about Diddy civilly. But interestingly enough, this is two parts. One, you never know what's going on in somebody's household. I do find it hard to believe that he had no clue because there were children. Do you talk to the twins? Are you involved in their life? How disconnected were you from your daughter that you didn't know what the rest of America knew? Did he allegedly on the blogs broke Kim? You never Googled your daughter? Broke Kim's nose, laid hands on her, did all this stuff. Now, Diddy says he's innocent of everything, right? The kids have never publicly spoken out on it, but there are so many people that said they saw Diddy and Kim get in verbal altercations. On top of that, did you think anything was wrong with the fact that your daughter kept having kids with this guy that would never claim her? And then when she passed, used, in my opinion, the passing to catapult himself to new fame? I don't know. It's very odd. But anyway, so Rolling Stones had the same questions I did. They said, asked if he ever witnessed Diddy physically abuse his own daughter in a similar way. He said, no, he never saw anything to that extent. I never saw anything to that extent. So you saw stuff. And Diddy was so low down that he was going in on Kim in front of her dad. So he saw stuff, but not the extent of the way he ravaged Cassie in the hallway. However, to me, where there's smoke, there's fire. He said he never saw anything to that extent, but it made him wonder. He recalls living with or near his daughter during different periods of her relationship with Diddy, dating back to the 90s, and says the horrible videos give him a different outlook. I didn't know he could stoop that low. I imagine it surprised a lot of people. I wouldn't even do a dog like that. My heart goes out to Cassie. So and this is what I mean about the way when it comes to people getting handsy, you have to stay vigilant. Because if somebody is able to scream at you, yell at you, disrespect you in front of your family, get handsies with you in front of your family, then you have to wonder, well, what is this mofo doing when I'm not around? See, that's the thing that concerns me and always concerns me the most about the Diddy stuff. All the things he did, whipping that girl outside of her, that Rolling Stones reported, whipping that girl outside of her dorm, doing this, beating music execs, doing this. He did that with a public show. So if you see somebody do that in a public show, why wouldn't you think they would do worse when they're alone? Now, he did decline to answer many questions but says that Kim, who gave birth to a son with Diddy in 1998 and the twin daughters in 2006, genuinely loved Diddy. Still, she just couldn't live with him in the same house. I think he was a very jealous person. They both loved each other. Kim's love was legitimate. Puffy's love, I don't know what he calls love. You know what I mean? I don't really think he has any idea of what love is. My concern is the children. Let's finish reading this. Um, so yeah, Diddy maintains that he's completely innocent. Um, Diddy and Kim met while they were both working at Uptown Records. Diddy was brash and young. Kim was CEO Andre Harrell's receptionist. They didn't start dating until 1994. Their relationship was tumultuous, according to sources who tell Rolling Stones that Diddy frequently physically assaulted Kim. They say, I remember Kim used to go through a lot of stuff, said Mark Curry. If you lived around them, you get to see the toxic relationship. I think every relationship he had that I experienced around him was like that. Kim herself says that Diddy was very, very intrusive, saying that uh, even though he was with Jennifer Lopez for a minute, he was calling her 50, 60 times a day and saying that my life was not my own. We also know that Diddy basically stalked, from what the Rolling Stones article, and I'm summarizing, to me, it sounds like stalking, uh, Kim and J Lo, even sending people outside of TRL when J Lo was on there, all this up. Kim tried to move on, striking romance with the late music executive Shakira Stewart, but Diddy caught wind of that relationship and was enraged. When the industry gathered for LA Reid's wedding in Italy in the summer 2000, Diddy went to Shakira Stewart's room after the ceremony and allegedly broke a chair over his head. Shakira Stewart's mother and two of his close friends told Rolling Stone he left Shakira bleeding on a hotel floor in Italy. He had to have stitches. And when Diddy threatened him, he said, I'm going to blank you. And that's when I said, I knew you had to get out of this business. Now, here's the thing. And I don't mean to point a finger at Kim's father because I wasn't there. He was closer to the situation than I was. I do know that toxic love styles, and it makes me sad for Kim. When he said, I know for a fact that she loved Diddy with all her heart. Her love was legitimate. The fact, and he might have, and he's just not saying it, that you weren't begging and pleading her, saying, this is not love, accepting someone's toxic behavior, being with them to the very end, accepting when they crossed your boundaries, both physically, mentally, or verbally, accepting all that stuff, that was love. But I don't think Diddy loved Kim. You said that you saw him be a monster to your daughter, just not to the extent. The sad thing is, there's a million people out there that are literally trying to pass off what Diddy and Kim had as black love. That's just relationship. People go through that. I'm not going to get in another man's business. It seems like, and I don't want to point the fingers, but it seems like Kim's dad might have been in the I'm not going to get in another man's business. But meanwhile, that business was your daughter. Now, I know it's more complicated, and I know I'm the outside person looking in. But yet and still, get your grandkids, get your grandsons. What extent are you actually involved? Or is that another man's business? I don't know, y'all. Listen, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. It's sad that Kim didn't even have her family going up for them because, yes, Diddy had money. Yes, Diddy had fame. Yes, Kim was locked in an abusive relationship. But now that Diddy's going down, and now that Kim is unfortunately gone, why aren't you speaking up now? Now, you could argue there ain't nothing to speak about. Nothing actually happened. True. That's what Diddy's trying to say. But I don't know. Because when you got 20 people saying A, B, and C, and you got one people saying, well, I saw stuff, but not to the extent of Cassie. I don't know. It makes me believe the 20 people. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.